For the students here who are going to go into radio, boy, do we need you. There is no farm system in radio. It is very disappointing to see. Baseball has it. Most other industries have it. But somewhere along the line, the major radio markets have stopped looking in the smaller cities, looking for the next generation of talent. Elvis and I talk about it all the time when we think about who we can bring onto the show next. And we don't know where they are. You guys have to go out and do it. You have to get there any way that you can. Networking. I was not a very good student. I did not fit in. School was really hard for me. I succeeded because I tried harder and I was able to socialize better than most. If you know friends who know other friends, call them. Write letters. Follow up. You don't have a job? Create your own demo tape. It's not hard. They don't give a crap at the stations whether or not you were on a real station. They just want to hear what you sound like, what your personality is like. I'm going to tell a story out of school. Rich Davis, stand up, one of your alums, was one of my clients, and Rich wanted to break into television. And Rich was smart. He was willing to make an investment in himself, and he went out and hired a photographer with an excellent name, if I remember correctly, and put together a dummy demo tape. And we sent that over to Nickelodeon, I believe. We got him a job. It happens. And you just need to try as hard as you can, and don't worry that you don't have a job. Most of us wanted to leave college and go right back to the city or to New York. I encourage you not to do that. My first stop out of here was Scranton, Pennsylvania. Most people went to Scranton just to get gas. And we did. Scranton Wilkes-Barre class. But by moving away from home, I got back to New York City, which was my dream goal, in only 18 months. So don't be afraid to go and start in a smaller city. It'll get you back to where you want to be much faster. I just want to say one thing about the power of radio in a different way. When my niece was 13 years old, I brought her in. I was representing Elvis at the time, and I brought her into Z100 in New York just to watch the show up live. And little did I know that Elvis would bring her into the studio and put her on the air. And while I'd like to think my niece was kind of a cool chick at the age of 13, when her friends heard her on the radio, she became the coolest chick overnight. 8 years later, 8.5 years later, she's sitting at this table and is about to graduate Newhouse. And I just want everybody to meet my niece, Jackie. Who saw radio, who saw what Elvis did, and wanted to pursue that industry. All right, well, I'm done. I would like to bring up... I've got nothing else to say. I met Elvis Duran probably at the end of 1993, so 16, 17 years ago. I was calling on the program director of Z100 out in the swamps of Secaucus, a man by the name of Steve Kingston, trying to pitch him talent, sitting in his office. The music was blaring. I couldn't understand a word he was saying to me. And in the middle of our meeting, some guy prances into the room. Yes, you pranced. Wearing a pair of shorts and a T-shirt. And that was Elvis Duran, who at the time was hosting the afternoon show. Here we are 17 years later. I've represented him for 15 years. And 2 years ago, I'd like to say he kind of saved my life by taking me out of the agency business, try to stop the growth of gray hair that talent gives every agent. And we started our own little company. And it is my pleasure to bring him up here. And I just want to say, and he's heard me say it before, that the only thing greater than Elvis Duran's talent is his decency as a human being. Anyway, my friend, my client, my partner, Elvis Duran.